more
again, not nutritionists. We're just noticing what's going on with us and telling you.
yeah. Like we did a boxing class. That felt really good. I was smoking that fucking bob, and I didn't even stretch beforehand. And I noticed when I eat meat, my muscles or my tendons are a little more inflamed. So it's like since that boxing class, the soreness I've had like in my
Interesting.
thigh.
Or when you eat too much, I think is where we just got to. I think we got a little bit addicty.
Yeah.
To meat.
But it feels good.
Tastes good for my brain. Come on.
It does, and it's like sweet. And I observe that like it is nature. But anyway, dude, what a good conversation.
What a great
What about jealousy, though? Where do we'd love to know where you guys land on that.
Like what do you do? Do you have tools? How do you communicate?
Like,
how are you not assholes to one another?
Yeah, does it bug you when your partner gives attention to someone else? Because I have this running theory that like monogamy is organized favorably to cause fights.
No, I mean, yes
here's
and
the
no,
thing.
yes.
It's a natural human inkling to want to learn. And if you learn through people like I do and I know you do, like when you can access someone and ask them questions, it's super valuable. But monogamy tells you this one person's supposed to be your end-all be-all. And
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, it's not only pressure, it's also just a little stagnant. It's boring. It's outdated. And where's the line? I think in the third dimension, we draw the line at physical sexual nature, right? Like, what's cheating? Because if that's the case, then there's definitely a timeline where that's fine, and the emotional codependency, the being seen and feeling heard by someone is super intimate.
But then you still have to, like, I know when I have feelings for someone.
Right. But then when you're there for someone emotionally, I'm just saying it's also very intimate. So
Yeah,
monogamy rules out one type of intimacy and favors another type of intimacy, or doesn't address it, or we live under a construct that doesn't explore what emotional polygamy, I guess, looks like.
Yeah.
You know, or several partners playing roles that serve a being's core fundamentals.
And then you take it to like, then everything in life is a partnership. Like every single relationship you have is a partnership. So then it's like, that just hasn't really been familiarized.
Yeah, like if you get in an Uber with someone, you have a relationship with that driver, whether you like it or not. It could be a good one, it could be a passive one. You could not say a word, but that entity from the two of you sharing space together is now holding data. You'll remember each other. If you were asked about the other, like if a police person asked you about how were they, you'd be able to say, well, you know, they were this, they were that. You'd have knowledge of them. You may not have too much wisdom from them because you didn't interact. So when you're sharing philosophical ideas, you're rubbing off on each other. Yeah. So every friend you have, you bring that energy into your life, whether you know it or not, whether you bring that to your other partnerships, intimate or not.
My acting coach said something insane last night.
Please.
He was like, stop pretending that you're the same person to everyone in your life.
Please stop pretending that.
Because you're not. Because you can't be. Because
no, it wouldn't serve them, and it wouldn't serve you.
Exactly.
You address people differently, don't you? I speak to little old ladies differently than I speak to, you know, a jack guy at the gym.
Yeah, and those
and that's cool.
Places. It comes from both. Different places.
Yeah, I
within
respect
you.
them both. Hey, you're out here getting it, man. What's up, dude? Like, you know, don't eat me. And this lady over here, I'm like, how's your day? Like, can I help you? Like, that's kind of the energy. Whereas, like, I like them both, but I'm completely different. Their experience of me has been different. They can both tell that, hey, I'm a pretty straightforward, friendly guy, but like other than that, completely different.
Yeah.
So you're right. There's no there's a center line, but there's subjectivity to every interaction.
Yeah, there's
you have.
Nuance between everything.
So that's where I think I get fucked up. I'm like, what are you like? What are you like with these people?
Yeah.
I don't get to see that. I think that's a cause of jealousy. I think I'm jealous of like the version that you may be coming. I'm also concerned that you're giving your time. Sorry to call you out on this, but like,
I don't care.
Winnie serves people by like letting them talk at her a lot. And I'm concerned for that. Because I'm like, what type of energy are you soaking up? And people just hold on to your energy and fucking ride it until like, and you'll just keep going, yeah, until you're drained. And I'm scared for you because I see you being taken advantage of energetically out there.
I hear you, but you also, same me, you're making assumptions based on past versions of me.
That's right.
And that's fair because that's what I've been doing with you too.
That's knowledge. That's knowledge.
Yeah.
But use the wisdom to say, okay, philosophically, they're making an attempt to evolve into different behavior. So I need to respect that.
Yeah. That's true. We also value community differently, I think.
You get under them, I get over them. Meaning
if that's how you like to look at it, then yes.
When I see a group of people, it is my inclination to make sure there's a leader. I don't care if I'm the leader. I just make sure there's a leader and support the mission. Whatever we're doing as a group together, I support the mission. So I'm looking to contribute. So I accidentally become a leader in many forms because I'm like, hey, I'll help contribute this department at least. I don't want to do everything. But I connect with the people who are helping the mission move. And I think Winnie often like goes and listens to the people in the crowd. So we're at a very good where she hears the word on the street, I hear the word in the boardroom. And when we connect, we're like, we know what people want. Like together, it's disciplined stoners. But honestly, it is because what we think people want is always both, which is everything, which is amazing, which is the feminine and the masculine, the wisdom and the knowledge. The funny thing about the balance of jealousy is I like sometimes that Winnie's jealous. Like, I like being liked. I like being wanted. Yeah. And, like, I don't want you to feel pain. And I want you to know that I would never just, like, disappear with some bitch. But, like, it's cool. Like, so, like, whether you know it or not, there's a part of you that's probably glad that I'm willing to fight for you.
Fuck.
Like, that's a real thing, too.
That's a construct for sure.
Like, don't you think that if like I didn't give a fuck who you were with, like you came home like at midnight and I didn't ask any questions, like
that would be worse for sure.
Like that's neglect. Like you don't want neglect either.
No, there's an ideal in.
So like what the fuck? Like this is bullshit. Like this is all subjective bullshit. It's like I want you to be exactly like this.
Yeah,
and that's so unsustainable. Yeah. And I think the rope of a relationship is to okay, I'm gonna hold on to the fundamental parts that I am, but release around these other parts that maybe I'm open to evolving or open to critiquing. And so you both put some things on the table and you both like shake out the rope like until, and it just like causalities affect each other. And you get to say if these growth periods are making you feel good or not. Because everything Wynn has called me out on, it's not like I'm just going, yeah, oh yeah. I'm like, shit, let's explore like why make these decisions. Like nothing like breathtakingly wrong or traumatic or boundary crossing crazy.
I also want to say that
but like it's good to explore and take the feedback and understand, hey, maybe this behavior isn't going to serve me in a greater part of my life, and that's my partner asking me to consider this, and for me to say fuck off just because I feel like they're saying I'm doing something wrong. It would be unwise of me to not take that feedback that, you know, a part of my behavior is displeasing to them. I would be concerned. You know what I mean? Like if they were like, nope, well, not at all. You're completely wrong. That's not like what we agreed to do.
All that, yeah, exactly. And all that is like defensiveness.
Yeah.
Like all that is fear. Like when you break it down, It's just, and when we talked, it was like, oh, intellectually we found out we are afraid that we'll lose each other. Like that's the stem of all of this. And to like walk ourselves through that was really powerful. But it doesn't necessarily soothe any feelings in the moment yet to know that intellectually.
It's not a result. Understanding isn't a result.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. And that's why we sometimes need to move beyond understanding. That's been a big thing in our household too, where it's like, maybe we don't need to be understood all the time, even though it feels shitty to be misunderstood, you know?
Bars.
Fuck. I don't know. Yeah. So.
Well, that's where, like, you know how you're always concerned with people liking you or not?
Yes.
You gotta get over that.
Yeah, you got to. It'll keep you stuck. So, wow, what a great conversation. I think it might be time. I think it might be time for a fun. Might be time for a hijack the fun fact. I went into conversation and then I didn't have not anything more to say. So I relied on the fun fact. Now it's time for a fun fact.
You know, also, you just can't hate on someone for hitting on your person because they're hot as fuck.
Yeah. I would say that you probably get hit on more than I do.
I'd agree. I get men and women hitting on me a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you get women hitting on you too a lot.
I would still say you're probably up on.
I agree.
Okay. Fred A. Birchmore, 25, circled the globe by bicycle in 1935. The entire trip through Europe, Asia, and the United States covered 40,000 miles. He pedaled about 25,000 miles. The rest was traveled by boat. He wore out seven sets of tires. I just think that is so. Let's think about where the world was in 1935. Like, we may think, oh, why didn't he head over to Australia or whatever now? But, like, that is so impressive and must have taken so long.
Yeah, he still went completely around the world, though. So, like, Europe, Asia, United States, you know, like this.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you go, whatever route you take around the world, you don't have to go up and down.
Okay.
You can go around the world.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah. And by boat, so there was no planes.
Yeah, in 1935, or there was no like accessible.
It wasn't
planes.
like you could grab a coach. Right now, you
planes.
can show up to a building called the airport, give them your credit card, and ask to go somewhere, and you will get on a big metal tube to there. That's the reality we're living in.
Disciplined stoners. What's your discipline? You a stoner? That's cool. So are we.
I'm high a lot. It's weird to finally say that with pride. I'm high a lot. Being high has helped me with my anxiety. It's helped my social skills.
Love and light. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners Podcast with your host, Ellevan.
And my name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness.